Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your December tarot reading. I've laid out the African tarot along the horoscope axis. Many of you are familiar with this. I will clarify with the Tarot of the Divine and finish up with a couple of oracle cards. I will be creating an extended from this. I personally find shorter readings more productive, clear. I want to avoid eternal repetitions, which sometimes I hear in myself, and I want to respect your time. I listen to many readers who carry on just a little too long for me, and maybe that's my own individual learning style, but I do feel like shorter can be better. So that's my endeavor in creating extendeds and shortening what can be a really long reading to something more digestible. So to that end, the extension will be linked in the description box below after that long explanation. I appreciate your comments and feedback on any aspect of this reading. I will ask you to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I always do that at the end, but I'm aware that when I'm reading, it's hard for me to disrupt and change and stop and make the ask at a time that's more appropriate when you know if you're resonating with the reading or that you have an ability to comply with any of my suggestions at that point. But this is overall to say thank you for your time. That is what's most important to me, and all the support that I feel from you. Let's get started, Virgo, with your overall energy for December, the Hierophant. I so often get this strong teaching energy during the Virgo readings. Whatever your role in your community, in your job, in your profession is, it has a strong gatekeeping energy to it. And I mean that in the positive way of providing a map for others to follow who are seeking the learning that you have already accomplished. This also reflects upon your commitment to understanding that life is a learning process, that all experiences have taught you something, and to that extent, you are very committed to teaching what you've learned, to sharing the information you've gained and the path that you use to gain that information. And that is what's key here. This is the commitment to sharing knowledge, sharing information, sharing the ability to elevate, to gain more, to increase one's power of access. And you are committing in some way to an institutional effort of this sort. This can be a government or social structure or institution that you're committed to. This can be committing to a partnership through a more formal marriage agreement. It doesn't necessarily have to be an official marriage. It's the commitment that counts, commitment to a partnership of some sort. And that can be a partnership with yourself, a partnership with an institution to provide opportunities for more, to pursue appropriately aligned goals. In the 10th house, your social identity, the way others see you, the 5 of Cups in Virgo, you are getting over something. You're feeling some kind of way about past experiences, a pattern of disappointment, a pattern of failures that perhaps is what has empowered your understanding and your recognition of the resources that remain throughout any disappointments you've suffered. This is you allowing yourself to grieve these losses, to grieve these failures, disappointments, and things not working out in a way that you fully expected them to. And in place of this, you are emptying yourself out of these emotions that actually you may have been carrying for some time, that have flavored your efforts, your work, your position in the community in a way that you are ready to let go of. You're no longer the divorcee, the failed academic, or the troubled administrator. That's how you're internalizing your experience when others see you as the successful and committed administrator or teacher, academic, or minister of some sort. Instead, you are recognizing that what you have learned from these experiences is the stronger commitment to yourself, to self-knowledge, to a partnership in which you acknowledge and recognize your potential in a way that these failures occluded. And this failure is about your investing in the potential or dreams of others rather than in yourself. And now that you understand what you dream for, what you pursue as significant to you is what is possible. It's not only possible, it's entirely appropriate and likely. You are deserving and worthy of of pursuing your desires, what it is you want. And this moment may be a time where you feel actually prepared to acknowledge what it is you want. Not the official accolades, rewards, or recognition, but what your heart desires. In the first house, we have the Four of Swords. So there is a lot of healing that you're experiencing, a lot of assessing and evaluating, finding deeper understanding in these very failures you've experienced, these disappointments. This feels professional in one way, but your profession keens very closely to something that you love, something that has value to you. Your belief system has been is something that you are now prompted to look into, examine more closely, and perhaps recognize that your beliefs were based on what has been framed by your conditioning, your formative years, your education as examples, and that really understanding what was difficult, what was challenging, what you feel failed, what you regret, what you've lost is understanding that these challenges were gifts. Something was gained. I suspect many things were gained. And in gaining that understanding, you now are experiencing the gratitude. Both of these cards point to turning your attention to the gratitude that you've gained. This is you experiencing that gratitude in the moment as a result of a realignment of your values, a prayer, almost a meditation around the abundance of opportunities you have as a result of having survived these failures. In the fourth house, the Hermit card. Many would say this is your card. The Hermit is your ability to find the answers within. This is you really reestablishing the authority of your own voice, your own vision. This may be a realignment with an original talent, a native skill or gift that you've always held close. In fact, it feels to be the basis of your professional efforts, your professional experiences, something you love, something you know you're really good at. And you're really using this time of self-retreat, of pulling within to reconsult your teachers, your authorities, what you've learned about yourself, about the skill set, what experiments have worked and what have not. And really having earned the right to be who you are and to exercise that in a way that empowers you to empower others. That feels to be the key to your service in whatever capacity you do serve or you do work. In the 7th house, the Wheel of Fortune. This is beautiful. The Wheel of Fortune kind of shows an interesting counterintuitive message to the superficial meaning of luck, good fortune, the universe throwing you bonanza opportunities. In many ways, my sense of the Wheel of Fortune here is that you finally uncovered the place of your true, authentic desire, your destiny. And for many of you, you have worked in a way that has supported, will support, can support this more fundamental desire that you are now prepared to build upon. An example of this might be having worked as a curator in a museum when your real training and desire is to be an artist. And as finding at some point that you've done enough of this supporting of other artists, something you love, something that comes natural to you, something you deeply understand, to taking the chance to build your own career as an artist at this point. That's an example. So that now, in many ways, despite the tremendous work you've done, the work is truly beginning. This is the foundation that you can truly build on. The desire to yourself, express yourself in whatever creative fashion you are trained or gifted to do. That is quite a message here. I'm going to clarify the 10th house because this is the place of our destiny. It's the mid-heaven point in the chart, the highest star in the sky, and gives us clues about our next steps towards our destiny, our purpose. The 10 of Wands in the 9th house is clarifying the 5 of Cups in the 10th, and the 4 of Wands in the 11th house. Interesting, Wands are now emerging as the way that you're taking inspired action towards this goal that is emerging out of a lot of hard work and commitment. You have learned much. You have learned a whole lot. You could easily sit back and retire on the successes of your professional life, but you are now actually prepared to truly begin the work of your life. You are absolutely releasing the expectations, the rules, the desires of others, the obligations you've assumed as some kind of provider or caretaker. And that can be your role as ministering, teaching, supporting, facilitating others' efforts, works, knowledge, so that you are probably pretty exhausted by this effort. Although you understand others have relied on you in this position, and you have facilitated their dreams, their expression, but this hasn't been as meaningful for your dreams as you may have once believed, or what formerly it was satisfying, it was sufficient. But now you are recognizing and recommitting to this path of growth and expression. You understand that you're aligned with the values, the inspiration to build your own progress, your own development. You're investing in your development as part of a community of like-minded souls. You're celebrating the growth of all those you've worked with, you've facilitated, as you are now building on your own growth. And you're celebrating that. This can be the accomplishment you feel from graduation, that others, someone important to you, this can actually be a child, a colleague, a friend who you have helped to graduate from college, for example. You're understanding that that process is one that you've learned from as well, that allows you to retire your role as providing the pathway to this growth for someone else and begins your commitment to developing your own talents and skills in this new way. This is a beautiful and powerful message for you, Virgo. I'm going to pull a Flora and Fauna of Africa card by way of acknowledging the plants and flowers of the motherland that have prepared us for our futures, the dreams we're building. And I pulled the chimpanzee, and the flower associated with the chimpanzee is the chickweed. And the key word here is expression. Get creative and explore your curiosities. There is much to learn and enjoy all around you. Spend some time with nature and friends. And I'm also going to pull a Language of Flowers card and ask you to please like this video if it's resonated for you, to please share it with others who may enjoy it, to comment below. I enjoy reading your thoughts, and to subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled the cyclamen, and the key word is resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. Interesting. I will create an extended from this. It will be linked in the description box below. Until next time, Virgo, namaste.